Welcome to Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Oh my gosh, I have missed you so much. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. And if you didn't, I'm hoping that today gives you some joy, gives you some peace of mind. Remember, Brunch is coming to you live on the Amplia Network, YouTube, and of course, Facebook. I am your host, JW Moore, also known as J Soul, and I will be taking you through the next 2 hours, insightful, empowering, educational, you name it, and we have all of that and more right here on Brunch. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, of course, our Good Stuff segment is first. And Good Stuff seeks to highlight the inspiring stories of men and women who are impacting the world and humanity positively. All right, so I'm going to go to the Good Stuff. I go to the Newsday first. An exhibition with passion at pop-up in gallery. John showcases a clever love for what he claims is ours, the Caribbean people. The release said he challenged the notion that what belongs to Caribbean people seems a bit seasonal and reflects a time for that. For him, the celebration of things Caribbean should continue all year, which is what he does at the gallery. Invited guests are given a space to display their art and host discussions on various topics promoting the growth of arts and culture in the Trinidad and Tobago sphere. All right, so that's something that you guys definitely need to look at. It also speaks to musicians, writers, poets, and of course, activists. And so this is something that is inspiring to us in the Trinbagonian space. And you definitely need to check out Mr. John's showcase. That is an exhibition with passion at pop-up in gallery. So check out the Newsday, guys. What about the Guardian today? Let's see what's going on in the Guardian. Okay, AA Ali Bokas Lit Fest's New Voice for 2023 by Ira Mathur. Oh my gosh, this speaks about Amina Ali, a talented writer with a diploma in dress and design, and currently pursuing a part-time degree in psychology, is today's featured writer on Bookshelf. Yes, guys. The self-published writer was chosen among the Bokas Lit Fest New Voices in 2023 for her collection of poems, Lilac Honey. Ali, who has struggled to get her own work published, launched her company, House of Lilac Publishing. Let me say that again. Let me go that over, guys. Ali, who has struggled to get her own work published, launched her company, House of Lilac Publishing, in March of this year, and offers aspiring writers and poets of Trinidad and Tobago the publishing services, including proofreading, line editing, copywriting, graphic design, illustrations, and of course, book formatting. So you definitely want to check out Amina Ali's story. Definitely doing wonderful things in the literary space. Next, we talk about diabetes in pregnant moms. This one hits home for me. The Daily Express goes on to explore how prevalent is this problem. More data is needed to determine the true prevalence of diabetes in pregnancy in Trinidad and Tobago across both private and public sectors. While most recent data shows that the percentage of pregnant women with diabetes in pregnancy, type 1 and type 2, was 11.1%, Dr. Roma Bridgelal Nagasar said in a telephone interview with The Express that not all patients had their screening done or had it entered into their digital health records. So this is something that we need to keep an eye on. It's something that we definitely need to be aware. It seems to be a topic of discussion. It's buzzing about the medical community. So you guys really need to check out this wonderful article. All right. And you know, guys, I left you on Friday. My apologies. I left you without giving you the answer to our trivia question, which we had scheduled for most of last week. We were holding out, hoping that you guys would come up with the answer, but unfortunately, we did not get the correct answer. And I rushed off, I'm so sorry, without giving you the answer. So let's just retrack to the trivia question. It had to do with the Main Ridge Forest Reserve right here in Tobago is blank, the what forest reserve in the Western Hemisphere. And so the answer is that the Tobago Main Ridge Forest Reserve is the largest forest reserve in the Western Hemisphere. It is also the oldest reserve rainforest in the Western Hemisphere. So this is the answer, guys. I'm sorry I left you without giving you what the answer was supposed to be. So today is a wonderful day. It is a wonderful Monday on the island of Tobago. We say good morning to you, Trinidad, the Caribbean, and of course the rest of the world. We say good morning to our friends on social media. Thank you so much for viewing and joining us every time and having a wonderful day with us. So when we come back, we're going to talk to a very wonderful young lady in my book doing really positive things. Our Life Diaries is up next, and we are going to take a break and we're going to come back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. See you guys soon.
Wait, I don't even have suit and thing for this wedding. Why getting them thing?
Well, the port right over there.
Alright, thanks.
The Port Mall, where the varieties are large from your favorite stores, from restaurants to salons and from clothing stores to jewelry stores, located at Sanctus Hill, Scarborough, Tobago. Telephone number is 868-334-6589.
Wow. I didn't expect to see you here. Look good.
Thanks. It's all because of you and Port Mall. But here now, I'm going to have with you. You want to join me?
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright.
Beat the rush and come on down to the Port Mall.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance that's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa Macal Group.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at Standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, Standard. What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more. Standards are what you're searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beating on quality and price. It nice.
From the experts, the Zinger Sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, half-inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Do more, live more.
And we are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Remember, guys, I told you right before the break, I am going to be speaking with a wonderful young lady, very talented, always an activist, and it's so important that we highlight when our young people are doing positive things. And for those of you who are very much accustomed to looking on at Brunch, a taste of Tobago, I make it a point in saying that we need to highlight our young people who are doing wonderful things, not just in our Tobago space, not just in our Trinidad space, but the world and of course the Caribbean region. So now is something that I am very, very honored. I happen to, sometimes you see names and it doesn't click until the person is seated in front of you. And this wonderful queen is here and we're talking and it turns out, it's a childhood thing, and so there's history there. So this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful interview. Brunch set, Trinidad and Tobago, the world. I welcome this morning Miss Whitney Balfour.
Thank you so much, Janelle. It's such a pleasure being here and being in your midst.
Yes.
I am quite honored to be here. And as you were saying, the world is so small. Tobago is so small.
Definitely.
We didn't even recognize that we were actually neighbors.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So there's so much history there.
Yes.
But I'm so proud of you. I feel like a proud aunt. Your entrepreneurship you know, interior design and, you know, those wonderful things. And being a mentor is something that I see it's so fulfilling. It's so impactful when you can bring about change, you know, and positive change at that. So, Whitney, you know, I always go back. Let's go back before all of this, before.
Okay, so we'll go back, but I won't take you too far back because we'll go on for days. So I am the owner of Pink Zebra Fashion House, and I have been the owner of Pink Zebra Fashion House for 13 years.
Wonderful.
That business, I tend to refer to her as a she. So she's currently not, her doors are currently closed because we are transitioning on the online space.
Okay.
Yes. So, well, you know, life is such a funny thing, and God does mysterious things.
Oh, yes.
And you would recognize it's in pressure that certain things come out and come alive.
Yes.
So it was through the perils of COVID, actually, I would have now endeavored into interior design. Now, interior design actually has been something that I had experience with before, prior. So let me rewind just a bit, right, before I even got there.
Right, yes.
So in terms of the perils to COVID, I was really in a hard place because, remember, it was really difficult for businesses to really get finances and get money flowing into their business.
Right.
Everything was shut down. And so I had to come to that place where I had to ask myself, Whitney, what are you good at? What are your gifts? Because the Bible does say your gifts will make room for you.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Right? So I said, you know, okay, I got pen and paper because I'm always a writer. And I started to write, okay, the things that I'm okay at, I'm good at. And I started to write. And as I wrote, interior was one, of course, that came up. And I said, you know, Whitney, you would have placed this at the back burner. This is something that you really need to pick up. And pick back up. I would have thought of my experiences with renovation 7 years prior. Right? We would have had, my partner and I would have had a contract to do renovation at a villa at Magdalena. And so I did that, but it's like I never took it seriously. I would do design concepts for friends and family for free, just normal, because it's something that kind of comes second nature to me. So I neglected it.
Right.
And I don't know if you recognize, but we tend to neglect the things that we are just free and that comes easy to us.
It's so easy.
Exactly.
That it's not always a priority for us.
Exactly.
I know the feeling.
So that was where I was at.
Yes.
And it was the pressure of COVID that caused me to pick it up. So sometimes we would recognize that it's in our turmoil, it's in our pressure, it's in the discomfort where purpose really comes forth. And if I'm to rewind even further, when I look back at my Signal Hill days, big up to all the Comprimassive class of 2004.
Yay! 1998 here. Morning to you guys. Dreams into reality.
Yes, Signal Hill is truly a school of excellence. But anyway, I would have pursued my 8 subjects there. I would have accomplished, and I went on to UE 6th form. From UE 6th form, I would have gotten my A-levels and then applied to UE, right? And I applied to UE, but I also applied for a part-time job at TSTT. I would have gotten through with that part-time job, and it so happened they offered me a full-time job. So I deferred my acceptance, and I went on to work there for a year joyfully.
Okay.
And so from there, I went on to UE, and I pursued a degree in social work. And on my last year, instead of coming home with a degree, Miss Janelle, I came home with a baby.
Oh.
So as a result of that,
a whirlwind, it's a turning point,
exactly
everything in
so,
one.
exactly
Yeah.
so. So as a result of that, I would have then transferred to St. Augustine, so it would have been easier for support and so on. Even though my parents did agree to support me in Cave Hill, I made the decision to come closer to home.
Yes.
And when I got to St. Augustine, they told me at admissions, well, Miss Balfour, you might as well go right back to Cave Hill because the program is totally different here. But we can integrate you into another program. Now, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I was despondent. I felt like a disgrace. I felt terrible.
You felt defeated.
I felt defeated.
Yes.
All the D's you could think about, I felt. And so I got home at the time at our apartment, and I think I call it my Red Sea moment, because it was a time in which I really got up and made a decision, right? Instead of staying in a place of defeat, instead of staying in a place of disappointment and despair and depression, I made a decision. And that decision was, Whitney, you cannot stay here. You cannot go back. So you now have to make a path for yourself. So sort of like Peter when he was called. Peter on the boat. He was on the boat, but he had a call.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And so I wrote my business plan, and it was the vision for my business, and it so happened to be the very business plan for what was to be Pink Zebra Fashion House. And so sometimes when we are in a precarious situation, we are in a situation that we feel that we are sinking, we are in a situation where we feel like there is no coming back because, you know, it's perilous times. I felt like that.
Yes.
But sometimes the call will cause you to defy odds. And so I cleared a path for myself. I made a decision for myself, and I walked on the water of the unknown.
Yes, and you made the decision to journey your path. Remember, this is your path. It's nobody else's. And the one thing that remains constant about our Almighty Father is that He shows up.
That's so true.
He shows up for His people.
That is so true.
So you could be the lowest of lows. You can be downtrodden, defeated. This is preparing you for your breakthrough, whatever that is.
That is so true.
Yeah?
That is so true.
And it's a wonderful thing when you're able to find the diamond in the rough, when you're able to find yourself. Because it takes a lot of self-acceptance as well. Because you have all of these entities where you're sad and you're defeated and you don't feel like you should be feeling. You don't feel that confidence.
Exactly.
And so you are very vulnerable. That's when He comes in. That's where He comes in.
That is so true.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of the times people see the finished product, which is the diamond.
Yeah.
But they don't see that time when there is dirt covering that stone, when it's not discovered yet as a diamond, where the value is not really placed, but the value is always there.
Always there, yes.
It's always there.
Yes.
So that is a mighty thing that you just said. And it really takes me back to my struggle because my walk was not perfect. And I think a lot of people believe that it was, but it really wasn't. Yeah, I remember, as you were talking about that, I remembered when Pink Zebra actually closed down. A lot of people don't know that. Pink Zebra would have closed down, I think, 3 years into its existence. And, but I didn't give up faith. I always held on to that faith.
Yes.
It was a time where, well, I was new to business. Entrepreneurship it was always inside of me, but it was not something that I pursued as a career. I didn't study business or anything like that. I was
Right.
always in social sciences. And so this transition into this new territory, it was something that I was like in the unknown.
Yes.
I was really in the unknown. And so as a result, Pink Zebra did close down 3 years into existence, but I held on to faith, and I held on to a mantra that I had, that I made that same day in my 1-bedroom apartment in Belmont when I was 22 years old.
Right.
And I said to myself, this has to work.
And you stamped it. You realized that you put your stamp on it.
Exactly.
So it has no choice.
Exactly.
It has to work.
It has to work.
Yeah.
And so I held on to that mantra, and in me holding on to the faith and that mantra,
Yeah.
by some months, I think it was 6 months after, I was offered another boot and Pink Zebra was reopened. So if you really hold on to faith and endure, you will come through, you know.
Definitely.
I'm not saying that my walk now is perfect. Business is very tumultuous.
Oh, yes.
But if you have a passion for your business, you would recognize that you would always run to that call. You would always run to that call. I tend to tell a lot of young people, do not get into business because of money. Money is a byproduct of your success. Get into business because you have a passion. So when the hard times come, you could really travail and push through because it's something that you love, you're passionate about. Yes, so I'm currently working on Guided Girl Talk.
Yes, let's talk about Guided Girl Talk.
Yes. So Guided Girl Talk is a faith-based community that I am still currently working on. If you follow me on Instagram, you could follow the page Guided Girl Talk. Yes. You could follow Guided Girl Talk, or you could even follow me at Whitney K. Balfour. That's my tag. And you could go into the link in my bio, and that would take you directly to Guided Girl Talk. Will also take you to the mentorship program that I'm part of, which is Faith Over Feelings. And it's a mentorship program for women to empower women to conquer, to go forth, whether it's relationship, in business, in finance, in fitness, right? So you could always go into the link in my bio and you could go into the mentorship portal. You can also find Guided Girl Talk.
Yes.
So Guided Girl Talk is a community where women of faith, or just women on a whole, could have dialogue about the issues that we have to combat as women. Whether it is depression, just general issues, how to be in the world but not of the world, how to, walk in faith. These things are what we are really working on. It's for self-development and self-growth, and also we want to nurture that entrepreneurial spirit within a woman, because independence is really power to a woman.
It's a powerful thing.
Yes. So a subsection of that is me working with youths, mentoring female youth in particular, helping them with self-development, helping them nurture their goals, network them to different career paths, different resources that they may need to get to the places that they need to go. And also within that, there's a seed program. Now, this seed program is for young entrepreneurs.
Right.
So I want to cater from 13 to 35. I have 13 because my daughter, Sarai Jofield, she's very much interested in business. So she was like, Mommy, you need to lower the age.
Yes, I agree.
And I did agree.
Yes.
So we want to people, mentor them in entrepreneurship, in business, and also to network them to the relevant resources to get them to the place that they need to be.
Definitely.
So it's basically a community to nurture that entrepreneurial spirit, and also a community for self-development. We know that mindset is a very powerful thing.
Oh, yes.
It is the basis to all.
It is. It really is.
So we want to nurture a growth mindset. We want to nurture a mindset that will endure, a mindset that is willing to work. We are not entitled to anything. We work for what we want, because faith without works is dead. So we need to have the faith, and we also need to work towards the things that we want to accomplish.
Yes.
And sometimes a lot of young people, what I hear is that they are unsure as to how do I start? How do I go forth? And plaguing with these questions, I then said, Whitney, we need to form a community. Tobago,
a supportive community.
Exactly. Tobago is such a virgin territory. It's a small, sweet island.
Yes, it is.
And I like to say it is virgin territory. And as a result of that, there is always room for growth. There's always room for development. There's always room for new idea to launch forward.
Yes.
And so we need to really nurture the garden of our youths so that they can really flourish into the members of society that we look forward to see in Tobago.
Yes, and I love the fact that you're giving the opportunity for the youth to be heard. Because I find myself constantly saying, okay, let's take some time and let's listen to our youth. Let's listen to our young people. They actually have something to say. They actually have something positive to contribute.
They really do.
You know, and that is where we need to really set our sights as an economy. Well, let me say as an island first. And extend it to our economy, our country. Our youth have very much something that they need to contribute, that they want to be heard.
Of course.
You know, and what I love about what you're doing is that you are helping our young people to not just be guided in the way that they should go or know what they want to do, but in terms of finding what their talents are.
So.
That's a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful thing.
Exactly so. And ways in which we can find this out is really getting pen to paper, you know, Janelle.
Yeah.
If we really reflect and do introspection, we will be able to find the things that we are passionate about. And then there are a few youths that don't know what they are passionate about.
Right.
And my answer to that is go on to community development platform. Go on to any skill building platform or schools. And based on their platforms, you can now go through the listing of all their offerings. And you would recognize the inner man will gravitate to that thing that it's calling you to.
Definitely.
So when you gravitate to that thing, you go ahead, you pursue it. You may not know, but you go ahead, you pursue it. And then you'll recognize, hey, but I actually like this program. I like what this has to offer, whether it is cosmetology, whatever it is. You would recognize that your inner man, your inner calling always knows what you are to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's really just discovering and exploring. It's an adventure. And I think a lot of the times we think it's a destination when really and truly it's a journey. It's a journey.
Yeah, definitely.
I have, because at Pink Zebra, I tend to like to employ younger women, young girls, teenage in their early 20s. And because I am a mentor in my inner person. And so all my girls, Chenoa, I send love to you, Chenoa, Christiane, and Jaleese, all of Jaden, Oshun Mills, she actually had a dream to become Miss Universe. And at the store, before COVID, 2 persons came to our business place and they were like, are you interested in doing Miss World? Are you interested in doing Miss Universe?
There you go.
They saw the potential within her. And I was there to encourage her. Oshun, I think this is what you need to do.
Yep.
And she then said, I think so too. So she came into agreement with that and we pursued that together. and she would have gone on to the pageant, and she went on to the top 10, I think 12, but she did not go into the rest of the delegates. But she did well. I'm so proud of her.
And that's just a stepping stone.
That is a
journey
stepping
has
stone.
Not ended.
It is not.
Yeah,
she
it's
has
just
a
beginning.
bright future.
Yeah.
And I always tend to tell them that this establishment is a stepping stone for your bigger picture.
Definitely.
I always ask, what is your next move? What is your next step? Because you're not staying here with me.
Yes.
It is just a stepping stone for your beginning, for you to launch forth into what will be your end.
Yes.
And so Jalise, she's now practicing to become a nurse and also Christian.
Yeah.
Because we want to ensure that they become.
Yes, and they need to be encouraged.
Yes.
And I love the fact that you are willing to do that without question or pause. And so we need so much more encouragement from our adults, basically.
That's true.
Let the young people do what they do, and that is be innovative, be creative, bring to the table new ideas, creativity at its best.
Of course.
And we just want to thank you for being here with us.
It was an honor to be here.
Yeah, I love speaking with you. I'm hoping that you can come back and we can really, get down into the nitty-gritty of things. We'll definitely be keeping an eye out for what's next for Whitney Balfour. It's really an honor having you. So we just want to say thank you from our Brunch family to yours.
Thank you so much.
Blessings, peace,
Thank
love,
you.
and success.
And same to you. Good success to you. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister.
Yes.
I thank you so much. So, guys, we're going to take a break. But you know what? Before we do that, let me just give you all a trivia question. Hopefully you guys get it this time. What is the name of the rock formation off the northern coast of Palatuvere? And good morning to Palatuvere. That is my grassroots right there. I was born in that village. Good morning to Palatuvere and environs. To my cousins who are looking on, I say good morning to you, and I love you, love you, love you, and thank you for your support. We're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back with more Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. See you guys soon.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what?
Mount Pleasant Credit Union back to school loan promotion. Loans up to 15,000. Requirements: job letter and a payslip no more than 1 month old. Utility bill, copy of book list, salary deduction, 10% down payment for self-employed persons, evidence of income and expenditure, bank statement, 12 to 18 months, other supporting document. Promotion ends October 18. Contact us at 639-8375 or 8108 or check us out on www.mpcutobago.com or email us at loan@mpcutobago.com. Mount Pleasant Credit Union's back to school loan promotion. Mount Pleasant Credit Union present the Edgar Davidson Bursary Awards 2023. Awards available are SEA, CSEC, and CAPE. Tertiary, technical and vocational. Your requirements are complete the application form, student's performance report, or transcript. Applicants must be a member or a member whose child wrote an exam in 2023. Forms are available via our website or can be collected at our branch office. For further information, www.mpcutobago.com, marketing at mpcutobago.com, or call us 639-8902 or 8375. Deadlines for submission 15th of September 2023.
But this place so boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
And we are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago, and it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday morning. I am constantly being put in the space of wonderful people gracing the Brunch set. It is something that is very fulfilling. We usually don't get to speak with persons just as themselves, just as they are. We always have to, go to what they do or what office they hold. And before we came back from the break, I was speaking with my next guest, and I was just, letting her know that we want to know about the human aspect, and it's not just all about the office that you may hold or anything like that, but it's such a pleasure. It's such an honor to introduce my next guest, and she is the Secretary for Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment, and of course, Sustainable Development. Please welcome to the Brunch set, Secretary Natisha Charles Panton. And she looks so amazing today, guys. It's so wonderful to have you. Welcome to Brunch.
Thank you, Janelle.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tobago.
I always told myself if I had the chance. Now, I met you on more than one occasion, and you were always so very humble. Your humility is out of this world. And I remember you passing along. We were doing a shoot of some kind, and you were passing along, and you stopped and you said hello to everyone. You gave a wonderful greeting, a positive word, and those are the things that resonate with me. And I never forgot about you after that. It was a random type, well, maybe not random, not many things are, but you were passing along and you took the time to stop and talk to us. And this is something that I never forgot. So I always said, when I get the chance, and I have it today, I would let you know you are a wonderful, wonderful human being. And from our family to yours, blessings to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Janelle.
So, woman in agriculture, this speaks to you so candidly, so vividly. Tell us a bit about women in agriculture.
There's so much to say about women in agriculture. But I'll start from, me being a person growing up in the north side. We consider it a rural part of Tobago. So I look at myself as a rural woman. And agriculture would have sent me to school. I would have gotten into that field. And, just being around, a male-dominated field, it could be a bit challenging. But I don't know. There's something about nature and me just connecting that I love. And that is why I enjoy my portfolio, to be honest. We have a lot of women in agriculture as it relates to agro-processing.
Right.
And not necessarily into farming per se.
Okay.
But you do have women in farming that we appreciate, and we would want to hold their hands towards developing a sort of society where women can, establish themselves and have equal access to all the resources that exist.
Right. It's amazing that you're saying that, because it brings me to ask about like your vision for the agricultural sector. Now, I've had so many agricultural representatives on the show. And one of the questions that I always ask is about the conversation. Are we having the right conversations? So what is your vision for agriculture? Where would you like to see agriculture in the next, well, let's say, I wouldn't say 5 years, let's say 2-3 years.
Next 2-3 years.
Where would you like to see it?
Now, in the past, you would have heard millions of dollars being spent on agriculture, but it was really focused on infrastructural development and not necessarily production.
Right.
So you'd have challenges with, supply on the island. And the way I look at it, we have to have that conversation with persons to let them know where they are in terms of agriculture. Yeah. So you have about 3,000 persons registered as farmers, right? And are they really farming at a commercial level, or is it home gardening? So we tend to broad brush everyone, but I don't think we should, because the conversation with a home gardener would be different to someone who's embarking on, in terms of business, going into business. So we don't have that separation, right? I realize that. And then we in the past, we didn't really focus on agriculture as a science and a business.
There you go.
Now, for it to be successful, you must have the science down. And what I've experienced so far, we have excellent technical officers across the entire space.
Yes.
And it is, how do we engage them to meaningfully train those persons, both as home gardeners and entrepreneurs? Because as a home gardener, you'd be able to reduce, your bill. Your disposable income could only buy so much.
Yes.
Right? So the conversation with you will be different. And in terms of a commercial person, and I call them agri-entrepreneurs.
Right.
The conversation for you would be different. So my vision would be building the division, looking at the departments, restructuring, and that's what we're doing, department by department. And then we're providing support based on what category you fall into. So we don't have an agribusiness center just yet, but for the World Food Day, we will launch our agribusiness center. And in going forward, the division through one of its entities would be able to hold your hand, whether you are an individual or as a business, so that you can access funding.
Right.
And those are the challenges we're having. Persons are not familiar with the incentives out there. And even if they're familiar, how do they access those incentives? Yeah. So my vision is really to increase production on the island. And I'll give you an example, and it's clear. Look at the challenges we're having with the inter-island ferry right now.
Right.
And because of the poultry contract farm initiative, we had one supplier from a franchise ordering 1,800 chickens, local chickens.
Right.
So their operations continue because we can supply meat to those franchises in Tobago.
Yes, so and you're able to facilitate whatever the needs are.
Correct. Yeah? So, so that's why I don't pay attention to the noise, because I'll tell you something. When you have a crisis on this island, all of us will feel it. It has absolutely nothing to do with politics.
Mm-hmm.
I would be affected, you would be affected, everyone would be affected. And that is why I don't focus on the noise. I look at the long-term goal.
Mm-hmm.
It is to increase food production on this island. And in order to do so, we have to think at a commercial level. And it's okay to think at a home gardening level, but the conversation needs to be different for every category of stakeholder.
Yeah, and you know, that was just the way that you elaborated on that. That was my main reason for asking the question, because you said you don't listen to the noise.
Yes.
And recently, the conversation seems to just have the noise. And no one is looking at, okay, how do we move ourselves away from the noise? Where do we go? How do we facilitate? How do we impact? You know, what's next on the journey?
Correct.
And that is the type of conversation that needs to be held. Yeah. So I love the fact that you're saying, okay, don't listen to the noise.
Correct.
Yeah, the noise is just there mainly as a distraction, and it keeps you from going and focusing on what needs to be done.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know, one of the things that I wanted to ask you, World Food Day, tell us, what can we expect? I mean, I know that you don't want to let too much out of the bag. You want persons to come and be, you know, entertained. But what's going on for World Food Day 2023?
So we have a lot of activities carded for World Food Day. And we have a lot of, I'm still going to let the cat out of the bag. Let's put it like that. So we looked at the livestock sector. It has been non-existent for years. As a matter of fact, you know, the sheep van will come outside your house and blow the horn. And they come and they get your sheep next to nothing. And then in Trinidad, they capitalize on, you know, on our prime, you know, animals here. So we want to jumpstart the livestock sector by creating a festival called the Lamb Festival.
Right.
And we're actually looking for between 5,600 pounds live weight to 7,000 pounds live weight. So over the weekend, we have had our officers going out. Yes, they work night and day to ensure that we're successful. And they have been going out using the criteria to select the animals. And we have not gotten the amount that we want for the festival. So we're actually doing a call to everyone. Once you have sheep, we want to display our prime cuts. So we're bringing in a master chef and teaching persons how to do those special cuts. And of course, exposing all the stakeholders, the restaurants, the hotels, you know, to what we have in Tobago. Yes, so we are going to have a lamb festival, and it involves all of the farmers in Tobago. And a lot of them on the way here, they've been calling and saying, Miss Pantin, thank you, you know, thank you for not forgetting us, because livestock has been non-existent on the island, right? So step by step, we're going to build Tobago. We are going to launch the agribusiness center, as I mentioned before.
Right.
We're going to have 2 farmers markets, one in the east at Sid Gray Stadium and one in the west. We're going to have a horticultural show, right? So we have a lot of things, you know, before and after World Food Day. Of course, we're going to still have those open days at the different agricultural stations. And the agricultural stations are demonstration centers, right? We are supposed to train farmers on how to produce and not necessarily compete with farmers. So a lot of times you see eggs, you see scythe, you see onions, you know, you see all these things coming from the station. Ginger, it is as a result of demonstration and not producing to compete with the farmer. So when you come, we train, right? We train farmers on how to grow, scientifically, all the science involved. And then you see we sell to the general public, you know, that is how it goes. It's a product coming out of demonstration. So we're going to open those centers to everyone, expose you to the different training opportunities there are at Kendall Farm School, at Hope Farm, at Goldsboro, Goodwood, all the different stations, right? So we have a lot in store. And of course, we're hoping to have the World Food Day, we're gonna might consider moving because we have a giant African snail issue down at Friends Field, that area. So we're gonna move it to the Shore Park Food Hub, and I don't want people to get worried about the space. We measured the space. You know, we like to do things scientifically in Tobago. So we measured the space. And of course, we're going to use the cultural complex, the car park there for parking. So we're going to do a setup that is comfortable for the vendors and the patrons coming to the event. So we have a lot in store. And I tell you that, but I ain't tell you everything still.
Yeah,
so
but I know you must leave something to the imagination. And when people get there, they have the chance to really experience what's going on. But I love the facts. Secretary, I love the fact that you're speaking of the continuity. Now, this is very vital because most of the times we don't have that particular conversation. And that is what we need to have. There has to be longevity. There has to be a way forward. And I love the fact that you're speaking to that. You know, and speaking of continuity, you know, the division of, I have to make sure I say it correctly, food security, natural resources, the environment, and of course, sustainable development. We are saying a special and hearty good morning to you this morning. Your loving secretary is here and doing a wonderful, wonderful job. And she is representing you so very well. We also want to thank you for coming on board, sponsoring the Agricultural Corner. Woman in agriculture. So I'm just, you know, letting our viewers know, and a thank you to the division for coming on board and being a part of this journey with us. Yeah. So back to you. Yeah. You know, one of the things that I wanted to highlight on, you know, you mentioned before being in a male-dominated field. Would you say that you impacted the sector differently, positively? Well, I know about the positivity part of it, but in terms of changing that trajectory where you have a male-dominated field, coming in as a queen, a woman, a daughter of the soil, would you say that you impacted the sector differently?
I'm going to take a chance and say yes.
Okay.
And why I say take a chance? Because I'm a woman and we have that, the ability to multitask, that I've been trying to do a lot at the same time. And it's something that, you know, men would say, you know, women, you're all good with that, you know, how are you doing that? You're doing what this and you're doing that. And I even get that sometimes, Secretary, well, how come you're doing all of this at the same time? But it is just something about women. We know how to multitask.
Oh, yes.
Right? So I'm going to take a chance and say yes, because women can multitask. I have changed the sector a bit. A lot of the things you would not have heard before, right? We have done so much during just this 1.5 years that, you know, you never heard of before outside of infrastructure development, because we just don't have the allocation to do massive development in terms of, you know, infrastructure. But we're looking at a different model right now. If it is that we don't have the money and communities are willing to assist us outside of URP, if we can have that agreement, even if it's just the material and you get the scope and somebody who you can supervise, if we could have volunteers coming out and assist, because it's a lot. I have inherited everything completely run down. But one thing I didn't inherit that was run down. You see, the ability of people, that technical experience, oh my God, I am so thankful for the officers that I have, for the staff that I have, right? At every level, they are skilled. And if we had the resources under the division, we would have moved mountains.
Yes, definitely.
But we have done well, and I want to congratulate everyone. Now, don't look at the noise so much, Now, when I say noise, one thing I've learned about life, even though you get that negativity, there's always something positive in it.
There you go.
Because when someone criticizes, if they choose to criticize me, I smile and I listen attentively because I might learn something. There might be a perspective that I didn't consider.
There you go.
So
Indeed.
you look for the positive in the criticism and then you work towards service is not about me and my ego and satisfying, all the things that I think I should do. Service is about what the people want.
Yes.
And you have to encompass all the ideas within, the projects that you have. People might say, don't take on, no, you have to take them on because you have to teach people, right? Sometimes they may not know something. A farmer recently said to me, we didn't know he had all these incentives. Yeah? But before he was quarreling about not getting access to incentives. Yeah? So that is why you need to listen. You will teach and you will learn.
Definitely.
Yeah? So you just look for the usefulness in every criticism and you move forward because it is not about satisfying your ego.
Yes. And it's the conversation is just going in a particular sort of way. It's going in a direction that it's like it was designed to be this way. Because I was just about to say in terms of, you just spoke about incentives and you just spoke about, we're back to the noise.
Yes.
And you are telling us that, okay, sometimes you just need to listen. Sometimes you really need to focus. And at the end of the day, it's what you need in order to make your business better, in order to go forward positively. So sometimes the noise, there you have the noise again. And I think we have harnessed the noise for far too long.
Correct.
And it's time to let that noise go on its merry way.
Correct.
Basically. Yeah? What would you like to say to the people watching? If you could leave a positive word or a comment, a line, a phrase, what would you say to the people watching today?
I would say just keep moving. No matter what life throws at you, keep moving. Because you can't achieve anything out there without the negativity, without feeling depressed, without feeling like you're not doing enough. You go through all of that. But keep moving.
Yeah.
Why? Because I've seen throughout my life, outside of politics and in politics, that once you keep working towards your goals, regardless of what comes to you, you will achieve something. Yeah, and God will direct you. And that is how God directs you. And you see all of these challenges, it's to bring humility to you.
Yes, definitely.
Because it's not about you. We're here for a very short time. And it's about service to each other. Yeah? So that is why I said embrace everything as it comes, but you keep moving.
Yeah. And let's just get off the food security topic and the agri topic. Tell me about this beautiful ensemble that you are wearing today. I love it. I love it. I love it. I wished you could leave it here with me.
Yeah.
Tell us about this ensemble.
A lady named Alicia Sharp.
Okay. And good morning to Alicia, my favorite designer.
Yes,
good morning to you.
She did a lovely job. And I love African way. I embrace everything natural about us. Whether you're African, you're East Indian, I love to see people express themselves, and express your culture, right? I'm generally not a person who would comment on how people choose to dress or how they choose to carry themselves, right? I look at every person as I would look at a painting, for example.
Yes.
I see a person, if a woman decides to relax her hair, I look at her, with a different type of appreciation, as opposed to a woman who carries her hair naturally,
right.
A woman who braids her hair. I embrace all types of styles.
Yes.
I just look at it as art. And for me, African wear, I absolutely love it. There's something about me, about African pieces that resonate with me.
Yeah, there's a regality.
Yes, yes, I'm always up for that first. But I appreciate, I would wear any sort of traditional wear for any culture at all, because I just see it as art. That's how I look at, outfits.
Yes, and it's not just art, but it's also imaging.
That's it.
Imagery is what creates the art.
Yes.
Yeah? Because you walked in and I said, I have to speak about this.
Yes,
and in my mind, I say, I wonder if this is a sharp cut.
So you
design boy in my mind. And I said, okay, I have to make mention of this ensemble. It's totally wonderful. Again, good morning to you, Alicia, my sister from another mister. Very talented designer in her own right.
Correct.
Yeah?
Correct.
Yeah. One of the things that I wanted to find out, October Carnival is upon us.
Yes.
What are your plans for October? Are you going to be involved in any of the events, or what are you going to be doing?
World Food Day falls right in October Carnival. Yeah?
Yes.
And if you recall the Dirty Camp, well, we call it Dirty Camp, the mass camp in Bagatelle.
Yes.
Right? I usually come out and give them the support. They usually have a procession through the streets. So I'd be there, definitely.
Yeah.
But being in this division, in this portfolio, it has been really, it takes a lot from you because of the portfolio. It's a broad portfolio. You're talking about food security, natural resources, the environment, even renewable energy, sustainable development. So it takes a whole lot from you. So I'll be doing both. I'll be participating in some carnival events, and I'll be trying to, relax a little bit and enjoy some of the seawater or something in between.
Try to relax at least at some point in the festivities.
And of course, find some time to cook. Right? At least one of those days I'm going to make some crab and dumpling. And make my pone and my sweet bread. So I'm going to find some time. So I'll be enjoying the carnival, enjoying World Food Day, finding some time to cook, and of course enjoying Tobago as I usually do.
Yes, definitely. Yes. What inspires you? That question just came to my mind. What inspires Natisha Charles?
What inspires me? I'll tell you what has been inspiring me so far is how persons around me want to contribute to developing this sector.
Wonderful.
My technical team, my officers, every person, you wouldn't get 100%.
Yeah.
But all of those involved, I see how enthused they are with everything, and it encourages me. Because if we have to make this island the greatest little island on the planet, it wouldn't take Miss Pantin, right? It would take all of us in this space to develop here. The politics, I know it's about, some people look at it as a game, but as I said, I never politicize food. Whoever chooses to do that, that's fine. But I look at crisis in times of crisis. Even as, when a home is destroyed, or you have a landslide and somebody is displaced, or you see how an entire family would go through crisis.
Yes.
So just imagine us on the island going through a food crisis. What will happen to us? Yeah? So that is why I'm focusing on that. Because I don't want to live here. I wouldn't be a politician forever. But I don't want to be here and having to look back and say, you know what, I'm suffering now because I didn't attempt to do something before. And I think everybody generally would have that feel as a politician, or you should have it. Because if you're in the healthcare sector and you're no longer a politician, you would like to walk into the hospital and get good treatment. You feel comfortable to the
best
correct
care.
So you want to be able to leave a legacy, right? You want your parents or your children that coming up that they don't have to suffer and struggle because you didn't try to do something. And see, if you try and you fail, that's okay. Because I know God knows your heart, the sincerity of you.
Exactly.
But if you didn't try and you went along with everything, don't complain after because you didn't try. And that is what inspires me. Just the mere fact that people want to try. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that you always embrace the human aspect of things.
Yes.
We are losing the human aspect, caring for one another, being kind to one another, morals, values, these things are slowly going out the door. You know, and it's so refreshing that you embrace that. I feel that in your energy, I feel that in the way you speak, your rhythm, and it speaks to always, first and foremost, the human aspect. Someone was saying the other day that at the end of the day, people want representation. They want to know that you are representing them well, that you are looking out for their concerns, you know, the things that they need to be addressed. And this is what I get. This is what I get from you. And it's wonderful. It's refreshing. You know, it's something that I have to speak on. And again, thank you to the division of sponsoring our Women in Culture segment on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. I just had to splice that in. So I'm here, I'm speaking with this lovely human being. Oh my gosh, my secretary, my lady. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for, you know, impacting us, you know, giving us something positive. You know, from our family to yours, I wish you nothing but blessings, light, life, success in whatever you endeavor to do.
And many happy returns to you.
Thank you so much.
Your family here.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. So we were speaking with Secretary Natisha Charles Panton on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break and we're going to be right back. Don't you guys go anywhere. See you soon.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Wait, I don't even have suit and thing for this wedding. Why getting them things?
Well, put my right over there.
Alright, thanks.
The Port Mall, where the varieties are large from your favorite stores, from restaurants to salons and from clothing stores to jewelry stores, located at Sanctus Hills, Scarborough, Tobago. Telephone number is 868-334-6589.
Wow. I didn't expect to see you here. Look good.
Thanks. It's all because of you and Port Mall. But here now, I'm going to have with you. You want to join me?
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright.
Beat the rush and come on down to the Port Mall.
So your car break down
Oh, no, not again.
and you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
It's a different
type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
But this place so boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
We are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Oh my gosh. I told you it would have been that kind of show today. Oh my gosh. My secretary, Natisha Charles Panton, thank you so much for joining us. Miss Whitney Balfour, thank you so much for joining us and giving us of your time. And of course, we are going into aquatics. I told you we speak about so many things here. So we're going into aquatics. We are going to be speaking with Mr. Mosi Denoon, and he's here. He came in smiling, actually, which is good. You see he's smiling now. And Mosi is the head of aquatics at the YMCA facility, which is now opened.
Yeah, open and waiting for everybody on the island to come down and learn to swim.
Yeah, so tell me about that. What was it like on that journey?
The journey to get back post-pandemic, it was a little tough because what we have realized is a facility needs human interaction. Even if humans aren't going into the pool, a facility needs that human interaction to keep everything functioning.
Definitely.
You know, it's like when you watch those, those post-apocalyptic movies where you see like grass just grew on the moss, because that occurred at the facility during the pandemic because we didn't have that interaction of the people coming in, you know. But I mean, we're back better. We have the programs running. We have people coming in. We have so many programs that I assume that we are going to talk about on this wonderful show.
We want to hear about the programs. We want to know anything that is new and exciting. We would like to know from Mosi Denoon, who is doing really well. By the way, he's representing the YMCA very well.
Thank you.
Tell us about some of the programs. What's going on with the YMCA and why should people want to come?
Where to begin? Well, let's start with the children because children are our future. So what we have at the school level, we have the School Learn to Swim program where different schools would call. That is structured from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So different schools, all the schools in Tobago would come to the YMCA at different times and they would have that Learn to Swim segment through their schools. Then we have the after school program, which is a Learn to Swim program as well for the children in between the hours of 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. The ages of that Learn to Swim program ranges from ages 4 to 17 years. So once you are 4 to 17, you can come down to the YMCA, sign up, be assessed, and join our Learn to Swim program. If you are under 4, we have a program for parents and tots. That's the name of that program, which runs from 3 months to 3 years. Let's say 3 months to 4 years.
Okay.
So what we do in that program is that we encourage, and I wouldn't want to say enforce, but let's say we encourage the parents to come into the water with their child. And we would teach the child how to swim, and also teach the parent how to teach the child to swim. So that program runs 1 day a week. You can either choose Friday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And if that does not work with your schedule, we have it on Saturdays from 11 p.m. to 12 noon. All right. So it's like we would teach the children and we would also teach you. So therefore, on your spare time, let's say you go to the beach, you can now revamp those skills that we taught you in the parents and tots, so you could now teach your own child how to swim.
Yeah.
And then you come to us and it's just like we would refresh you and teach you new skill sets, and then you go back on your own and you do that. For the adults, because there's a lot of adults who come to me and be like, Mosi, I don't know how to swim, and I always say, we have programs at the YMCA for you. But
just thought he'd stick that in there.
Just check it in. So we have adult learn to swim, and nobody should be ashamed that they do not know how to swim. Nobody should be ashamed that they have water phobia or you can't reach in the water, because we have parents who, I'm not saying parents, we have parents and adults who, as soon as the water reaches by their shoulder, they start to panic, start to freak out. To have adults who can't put their face in a bowl of water, because if you come to the program and you are strictly just afraid of the water, you know, we start with like saying, stand up in the shower, put your head back and see if the water could hit your face.
Right.
Once you could do that, I say you are halfway there. You stand up, take a bowl of water, rest your face in the bowl of water, you're fine. You're halfway there. So our adult learn to swim program, that's on Monday and Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
So, you know, after you finish work, you hustle and bustle down to the YMCA, where we have our range of coaches to teach the adult learn to swim program. We have recreational swim. So recreational swim is once you already know how to swim, we can use the pool. So that's 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the morning and 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, if your schedule can't work with those hours, what we can do is you can go in the adult learn to swim program, which is 6 to 7 p.m. and you can do your rec swim in the adult learn to swim program.
Wonderful.
The only program that's left is the aqua aerobics.
Right.
Now, a lot of people, and I do not know where the stigma came from, a lot of people feel aqua aerobics is only for the elderly, and it is not. Aqua aerobics is for everyone.
Yeah.
If you just want that exercise, just want to, you know, try and lose weight, or you just want to be functioning, that's what the aqua aerobics, because I myself have tried aqua aerobics because it's fun.
Okay.
And aqua aerobics runs 3 days a week. You can either do the mornings, which is Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and Thursday morning. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning. And in that's 6 a.m. to 7 a.m.
All right.
Yes. No. I'm sorry.
There's so many programs.
There's so many programs.
He's trying to speak off the top of his head. That's to tell you how many programs there are. So you guys need to check out the YMCA. What are your opening hours? Are you there every day?
Yes, we are there every day, Monday to Saturday. Monday to Friday, we go 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's the office hours.
Right.
And Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
All right. And what is if we needed to contact you guys, what's the phone number? Telephone
631 0070. Very
so
simple.
that's 631 0070. How many instructors would you say you have employed?
We have 7 instructors employed at the YMCA.
Oh, good. What about schools? Are you inviting schools? I know in the past we would have had like schools coming and learning to swim on specific days. Are you guys doing any type of interaction with the schools?
So yes, during the July-August vacation, and even now, even at this present moment, the secretary at the YMCA, she is making calls to schools to find out who is interested in coming to the pool to join that school learn to swim program.
Definitely.
You know, it's open to them, because the main goal of the YMCA is that we need everybody to at least learn to swim, because even Miss Balfour, who was on the show earlier, she and I was having a chat about it, and the main thing about why we want a child to learn to swim beyond the course and everything, which I guess we still have to talk about.
Yes.
But is that when you turn your back and let's say there's a pool of water and your child runs into the pool, you don't want to have that fear that something is going to happen. once you know that, okay, if you turn your back and they run into the pool, they know they could lie down on their back and they could float. Or they could at least swim and they could save themselves. So that fear, I mean, any fear that you can alleviate from parenthood is the best thing that we can do. And that's what we are trying to do with the children that we teach.
Yeah.
There are a lot of children that came through our swim camp that recently passed, and what we did for that swim camp, it was a heavily swimming based camp. It wasn't we didn't add any other like arts and craft or those extra things. We just basically had swimming primarily, and a lot of children learned a lot through that. Like, it had my goddaughter, I know I'm going personal here, and she just turned 5, and before the camp she was heavily afraid of the water. And as soon as she finished camp, no, I can't get out of the pool.
Yeah.
She goes.
She bypassed all the fear.
Bypassed all the fear. And the thing about she was exactly like those adults that we talk about that just didn't want to touch the water. And as soon as camp was done, right now she could jump off the block and swim down the whole length. And my struggle is getting her out of the pool now.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing.
That is true.
Yeah. So what about the course? Tell us about what's going on. What's next for the YMCA?
Well, we have the different course throughout I can list it out. So like the Parents and Tots program, that is $200 a month. We have the Children Learn to Swim, which is the after school program. That's in between the hours of 4 to 6. That is $300 a month.
Right.
The Aqua Aerobics, which is the 3 sessions that you get a week, that is also $300 a month.
Right.
The school program, that is $400 a term. And I think that is it. Oh, the other thing that I did not talk about was my wonderful swim team.
Yes, let's talk about the swim team. You almost forget to talk about all, just saying. But let's talk about your wonderful swim team.
So the swim team is actually at the end of the Learn to Swim program. So the Learn to Swim program has 3 levels, and at the end of the 3rd level, then you advance to go onto the swim team. Now, it's a decision. You either choose to go onto the swim team, or you can just go and do recreational swimming, because some people may not have an interest in the swim team, which is fine. The swim team, I would like to say it's gruesome hours, but it's not, because most of my athletes, they come out at 5 a.m. to 6:30 in the morning. That's where the majority of the swimmers, they come out to swim. The cost of that program is $450 a month. And then when you advance to the national stage and the competitive level, then it goes up to $500 a month.
Okay, wonderful. How long have you been involved in aquatics? That long, eh? That long.
So in the teaching administration side of it, I would say from 2012. And my competitive career in swimming, that started when I was 18.
It's so many years.
Yeah, it's been a while that I've been here, Learn all the tidbits, tricks of it, and when it comes to coaching, I still learn a lot, and more so I learn a lot more from my students, my athletes. They teach me a lot. Beyond teach me all the different music and everything, as a good coach or as a great coach, or myself and the assistant coach, Rosha, up here, being a good coach is you get to impact their lives beyond swimming. So the goal of myself and Coach Rosha when we deal with the athletes is more, we try our best to bring better citizens into the nation, into the country, impacting lives through sport. That's a very nice start. I'm sure somebody take that already.
Impacting lives through sports?
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. It's a wonderful initiative that you guys have also, because you're not just preparing athletes, because I'm sure that there have been persons who would have worked with you that are athletic level based. Are there athletes that came out of the YMCA competing in regionals or world competitions and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so out of the YMCA, we have created 10 national swimmers.
Right, yeah.
And we have recently created one national triathlete. Well, now he's both a national swimmer and a national triathlete. That's
Right.
Jacob Cox, you know. Beyond Jacob, so like our reoccurring national athletes will be Onella Walker, Dante Williams, Jacob Cox. Even the assistant coach Rochelle Pierre and myself, we are still both national athletes that still do that part, and then we coach as well. You know, so it's been a good showing. The swimmers that we have under our care for the national team, they go out of Trinidad and Tobago because another goal of ours was that we did not want to keep it in a bubble where we just go to Trinidad and learn to swim. I want the children to see the world when it comes to swimming. So once you finish that learn to swim program and you finish the 3 levels and you're onto the swim team, then a lot of doors and a lot of experiences are now open to you where you can swim for the island of Tobago and the swim team outside of Trinidad and Tobago.
Definitely. What's next for the YMCA?
I think what's next for the YMCA is really just expanding our client base. We also are looking for, I guess, people to buy into the YMCA, buy into what we offer with regards to every child needs to know how to swim. I mean, people have made the joke and be like, yeah, you live on an island, you should know how to swim, but that is really not the case. You know, there's a lot of people on the island who don't know how to swim, and I don't know if it's a fear of not wanting to look or be ashamed that you are now trying to learn to swim at any age. So I think what's next for the YMCA is just to try and tap into the different communities, just anybody, just trying to make sure that at least we can say from Tobago, you pass through the YMCA and yes, you have learned to swim. Because the few parents who have joined the program, because the program went on a break, and we're now starting back because the Learn to Swim program runs with the school semester. So therefore we allow the parents and the children as well to have their break and the swim at the same time, you know? So the little parents that have spoken to me, they said that they are very happy of where their child have reached. And one parent came and she was like, before she had to put floaties on her child's arms to go to the beach, and now she's like, the child said, no, mommy, I don't want the floaties.
There's that
I just want to go. That's that confidence. So now she in turn have now signed up for the Adult Learn to Swim program.
Yeah.
So,
but do you have a wide number of adults coming to the facility?
Yes, we do. We have all, right now I would say no, because during the last 3-4 months, the ones who were like the person who I spoke about with the shower, they have advanced in their confidence so well. So right now, those who were afraid isn't afraid anymore.
Yeah.
So now I have to look for a new batch. I mean, this is going to sound funny, but I have to look for a new batch of people who are afraid of the water. Hi, come and check me. Let's get over that fear. Let's get into swimming.
Yeah.
Like, the water is nice. We have a sea. There's a lot of stuff because I now start to do scuba diving. And one thing that the scuba diver instructor said, which was very interesting, is that, you know, a lot of people live and they enjoy the beauty of above the ground, but there's so much beauty that you can see underwater. But the only way to realize that first part you have to learn to swim. So that's where the YMCA would have you covered, and then you get to explore that beauty underwater.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's so much advantages of learning to swim.
What is let's touch on training again. What is training like? You know, you mentioned the swim team. There's that continuity there. So it's not just coming, learning to swim, and then you're done. There's continuity, you know, longevity in what you guys are doing, and it's so wonderful. I love when young people are doing positive things. So I just had to stick that in there. But what is training like? Is it's I'm trying to fathom what that would be like. It's exciting, it's grueling at the same time. What is it like, the training?
So the training, let's start with the training for the after school Learn to Swim program. I would believe that is fun. That is fun for the most part. So we have the 3 different levels. One is the JAX. The JAX is the beginners level where we basically focus on water safety, making sure they are okay in the water, where that same fear that we have, that is where we try to alleviate in the jacks level, which is the fear of if a child runs and lands in the pool, that you don't have to panic. They can handle their own.
Do.
The barracudas, which is the middle level, that's where we now start to like teach you the strokes, where you start to learn the freestyle and the backstroke. That's where, I mean, still fun, but it starts to get a little difficult because you are now having to learn the skill. The Marlins, which is the last level before you go onto the swim team,
right?
That's where they learn all the strokes. The butterfly is the hardest stroke to learn. So that's the one where it might start to get a little grueling and frustrating. You know? So that's where the grueling. Swim team, I would like to say the swim team is very fun and very exciting.
Okay.
My swimmers would say otherwise. They very much would like to cry and complain and say that, coach, this is difficult.
Yeah.
But yet they come every day, every morning, and they show up, and I would have to say hats off to them. And I may not say it often, but we are very proud of them.
Yes.
I'm proud of them for showing up. I'm proud of them for training hard enough. It have some who would train and who would vomit, which is fine.
Yeah.
And they would still come back and do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So,
but they're still showing up, even if there are all those tangents, fear and all those things, but they're still showing up. And thank you for appreciating the human aspect of things and letting them know. I hope they're watching. I hope that, you know, all you're seeing Coach Mosi on the program today, but letting them know that, okay, you're winners and I already appreciate you. Yeah?
I appreciate them. Anytime and this goes to Sukkot, as I always say it on the team, like, even if you don't feel 100, once you show up and you could give me 50% of that 100, because that's all you could give. I appreciate that.
Yes.
But don't come and be like, I can't make it, and then I just give up and just lie down. To me, I say you might as well go back home, save your parents gas from driving down to this pool at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Time as well.
Yeah. So, but it's great. I mean, once they are willing to, we can work with that.
Definitely. What was it like? Let me go off course a little bit. We'll come back to the days of the courses. We're going to reiterate that just for the viewers. But let me just go off course. You mentioned, yes, I was listening. You mentioned that you competed. Was that nationally?
Yeah.
What was that like?
No, or back then. So the last competition I would have gone to, the pandemic was when, 2020? So right before the pandemic was the last competition that I've been to, and that was in Colombia. It was good. I mean, medaled. I got a bronze and 2 silver.
Right.
At that championship. It was gruesome. I'm not going to lie. Because myself and the next coach, Rochelle Pierre, we train ourselves. So though the rest of athletes, they train from 5 a.m., we are at the pool from 3. So we train from 3 a.m. to 4:45, and then we train them from 5 to 6:30.
Oh,
and then you go about your normal day.
Whammy there.
Yeah, you go about your normal working day, and then these swimmers have training again in the afternoon from 4:30 to 6, and then after that we do gym after that. So from 6 to 8 is gym, and then by that time you're flat out, you're tired.
Yeah. So you have to eat specific foods then for that energy?
I would
the diet has to be specific.
I would like to say yes, but I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I am that athlete that stays on a rigid diet. I am very much.
You have the cheat
days. I have more than cheat days. You know, I have more than cheat days. I'm not even gonna lie to. You know, it's have people who can stay on that regiment. So I have done that regiment, and it was no sugar, no carb. You know, you went down that route. And then to me, I like a balance of life. A balance of life is very important to me.
Yes.
So they would have time. So we have our next trials is in December with regards to the next Panama Masters, which is in Trinidad, and then Singapore is after that. So now I can say that I am back to regimenting of watching what I eat and whatnot.
Definitely.
But then as soon as the competition is over, I am
back to the cheat days.
Back to the cheat days, and then I'll go back on regiment after. You know, I am human after all.
Yes. Just remind us again of the days for the course. I know some people would have just tuned in. They may have missed that part. So just remind us again the days for the courses.
Okay, so we have the after school Learn to Swim program. That's on Monday and Wednesday, or Tuesday and Thursday, in between the hours of 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. That is $300 a month.
Right.
We have the aqua aerobics program, which runs either in the morning or in the afternoon. It's up to you. In the morning, the classes are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning, from 7 a.m. to 8. And in the evening, we have Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday afternoon. And those classes are 6 to 7 p.m. Right. That is $300 a month. I'm not sure if I said that as yet. We have the Parents and Tots program. It's a lovely program that spans from 3 months to, let's say, 4. 3 months to 4.
Right.
That is on Fridays, 4 to 5 p.m. If you can't make the Fridays, the next day that you can do it is Saturdays from 11 a.m. to noon.
Right.
And that class is $200 a month.
Okay.
And beyond that is swim team.
Swim team.
That's 9 sessions a week, $450 a month, or $500 if you are a national athlete.
Okay. And lovely. Good morning to the swim team once again. Your coach is here, and he has been speaking very kindly of you. And even if he may not say it, he's very proud. So I'm just letting you guys know that Coach Mosi is very proud of you. And Mosi, we want to thank you so much for being here. Before we wrap, what would you like to say to our viewers? If you had a positive word, what would you say to our viewers today?
I would definitely like to tell all of the viewers that nobody should be ashamed. Do not be embarrassed. Swimming is for everyone. Your age, size, nothing matters. Come to the pool, learn to swim, and let's all have a great time. Don't be missing out on the opportunities and the advantages of what swimming can do for you because you have that fear inside your mind. We are here for you, and we can help you any way that you need, but you have to reach to the pool for us to actually start that process.
Definitely. And he said it well. You have to get to the pool, guys, if you want to start the process. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back with Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. See you guys soon.
There's a new date for Tobago Swim Fest, September 17th, 2023. Come and witness the main event, the 4-kilometer swim from Pigeon Point to Buku Point. More than $25,000 in prizes. It's a family affair, so come out from 11 a.m. on the beautiful Buku Beach. There'll be swimming races, sandcastle building, and seafood on sale. Come and enjoy a fun day at the beach. Calling swimmers from Crown Point to Charlottesville. Registration on the day.
Inner Health, number 13B Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival Fever. Book your passage and come on over.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for viewing Brunch, A Taste of Tobago today. Thank you for having a seat with the Tobago Updates family. We wish you peace, love, and light from our family to yours. Before I go, I want to just reiterate again that I think that you guys are wonderful and you are special. And just in case no one told you today, I am saying to you that you are. And you are wonderfully made. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, I usually have to say a special greeting to the viewers. We love you so much and we thank you so much for viewing us every day. A trivia question, let me just go back to that before I leave you guys. What is the name of the rock formation of the northern coast of Palatuvere? The answer, guys, is the Three Sisters. Yes, the Three Sisters. That is the answer. And that is brunch for today. Thank you so much for joining. We will see you again on Wednesday for another edition of Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.